NDOT is getting your feedback about the proposed Interstate 11 tonight. They did it in Reno. They're talking about the 450-mile stretch between Las Vegas and Interstate 80. Now, I-80 between Las Vegas and Tonopah, that's already been decided. It's going to follow a route that is similar to Highway 95. It is Highway 95, but most of the discussion tonight is a different section, okay? It's this one that we need to talk about right here. There's 4 different opportunities. It's from Tonopah to Interstate 80. You see 4 different proposals here, all on that stretch for I-11. Brandon Foose was at that meeting in Reno today and joins us live in the newsroom with an update on how that went. Brandon?
Well, then the NDOT says it went pretty well. There were more than 70 people that showed up today, so they got a lot of feedback and answered a lot of questions. This is still the first stages of planning the stretch of I-11 between Las Vegas and I-80, but NDOT has a lot to learn about what northern Nevadans think of potential I-80 corridors in their area.
NDOT held its 5th meeting on Interstate 11 Wednesday, this time in Reno. The interstate will run from Mexico to Canada to relieve traffic on I-15 and I-5.
This north-south idea from Mexico to Canada has been a thought since about 1991.
These meetings help NDOT learn what the public wants or doesn't.
Seeing that they're really trying to get a very broad scope right now.
For Diana Herman, it's a chance to learn about an interstate she first heard about a year ago.
That really helped a lot because I'm not an engineer, I don't know anything about highways, and they were very good about explaining why they might pick this route, why they may pick that route.
As a Sparks resident, she does not want more traffic in the Reno-Sparks area, especially with recent and expected growth.
I think we have enough, like with the Tesla and all of that being developed here, and then there's other industries that are coming here. So I don't know that that's critical to our growth.
Still, the interstate is decades away, and one Reno resident thinks the traffic wouldn't be awful if it's planned properly.
NDOT would have to look more at improving 580 within Reno, definitely Spaghetti Bowl project, taking that in a different context. So with that, it could have an effect on our traffic, but it's hard to say.
Herman's first thought when she sees the 4 corridors was to go with the straightest line, B1. But now she's not so sure.
They've got the air base to look at. It's like, well, maybe the straight line isn't such a good way to go. Plus the open fields for the farmers. So there's a lot of things to be considered that I had not thought about.
Johnson doesn't have a top choice, but likes what B2 or B3 would do for the region.
So I think B2 and B3 are kind of better to kind of integrate with the Tahoe-Reno industrial complex area and some of the major other corridors.
While decisions are years, if not decades away, Johnson says a project that affects this many people needs this kind of legwork.
Hearing what people think, whether that's people who are locally affected or regionally affected, getting those comments on the record and making sure that the project really considers all of those viewpoints.
If you happen to miss tonight's meeting, it's okay. You can get your viewpoint across. There's one in Carson City tomorrow. It's at NDOT headquarters. That's on Stewart Street. That meeting will run from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Covering the story live in the newsroom, Brandon Foose, Channel 2 News.